Hello there, I'm Big Alias. Let's have a chat. Sit your ass down, okay? Before I smack you with the ruler. What the hell am I talking about? How's it going, everyone? Didn't that sound petulant? That's our word of the day. That is our word of the day. If I was Elmo right now, just dishing out words of the frickin' day, dude, petulance would be the one. Though I don't think they ever covered this in Sesame Street. We're going to cover it here instead because we aren't going to do the things that Sesame Street were always too fucking afraid to do. I sound like an aggressive drunk man at Wetherspoons. No, we're going to do it. I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to be very open, very honest and very candid in this video. Yesterday I had an experience at the tail end of, as I've said many times on this channel, I had a very busy period and I was tired and exhausted, and I got very annoyed, and we were going to do something. It was on a Friday. We were going to do something on the Saturday, which it's the Saturday now, we did it anyway, but I slammed the door and I said, we're not doing it, I don't want to do it, we're not doing it. And I got very petulant, okay, in that moment, very tetchy, very annoyed. And thinking back on it, and reflecting on it, it got me thinking about it. I find the notion of petulance to be very, very interesting, as to me, I find it to be a bit of a litmus test for the capacity and statute of limitations on human empathy, and how we use our capacity for that and our ability to bounce things back to people in a way that doesn't reflect how we deal with other things when it comes to petulance, in that personally, I think that we don't have time for it, and our statute of limitations on empathy is far thinner and slimmer than it would be with regards to other things like compassion towards one who is feeling distraught or upset or is grieving, or and I know that it's a bit of a false equivalency to compare petulism to grieving and things like that, but on a scale, I just don't think it matches up. I think we're far too quick to bounce back the negativity of petulance with a greater sense of negativity, and I think that it's very annoying to me, because I just feel like petulance is one of the most innately human things that we can experience. It's a period where our brain is kind of at capacity in terms of irritants, either that or it just doesn't know where to go with it, and it's not understanding why it's annoyed, and it doesn't really understand where to go, and our natural inclination with regards to that is to kind of go, well, I give up, and I don't want to think in a way that's rational, and I don't want to reason with things, and I also don't feel as though I have the capacity to do so. And as humans, I think it's our responsibility to use what we have above other animals, and I'm a firm believer that what we have above other animals is compassion. I think that's our biggest leg up on other species, so to speak, is our ability to be compassionate and impart empathy on people and use that in very practical ways. But we don't do that with petulance. We don't return that in a way that is positive and provide someone with some nice resolution or a scenario that could help, or a demonstration either physically or emotionally that could help someone with something. I think that we give up with them. We bounce that back to them. We give up with them. We say, I'm not going to put the effort in, I'm not going to be empathetic. And I suppose it's because what's more innate than petulance or compassion is our absorption of one's mental state. I think we do this a lot, when someone's angry, we bounce it back to them. When someone's upset, sometimes we get upset with them. I think a chain of crying is very natural, and I think a chain of petulance is natural too. It's just we haven't really had time to contextualize it yet, because we're still figuring it out, for lack of a better term. And in order to impart some advice based off of experience, I would say that distancing yourself is very important and very useful. I'm not a firm believer or a believer at all in stuff like energies and astrology and stuff like that, but I do think that there is a perceived energy to humanity and to our viewership of other people, our voyeurism of other people. We feel the energy of that in a very physical way that is manifested and is a bit of a placebo. And this is why, in things like crowds and stuff like that, we feel the energy of other people, and sometimes it's positive, though most of the time it's usually pretty negative. And I would take that into consideration when you are feeling petulant, you are feeling annoyed, you are able to acknowledge it, and if possible, please try to do so and distance yourself from the energy of other people, because it's just going to bounce back at you and it's just going to make things worse. So if you are able to, try to walk away from a situation and take time to cool off and calm down from that. It feels like very obvious advice, but I think collecting yourself is the most important thing you can do. Anyway, just a few stray thoughts on petulance there, and I guess I'll see everyone later.